Yeah, good morning, everyone. A quick one this morning again. This is me, your brother, your friend, Human Steven, on the show. Uh, Today is going to be another interesting day again. And if you are here right now, please just stay put, press the share button, and let's discuss issues. Okay, guys. It'll be very friendly one this morning, and I believe we are all enjoying the last lap of this very year. It has been a very turbulent year, but we thank God that we are able to see the last day, which is the 31st of the year 2020. Yeah, it has been tough, but we're moving on, and the year is becoming interesting by each passing day. And if today is your first time of being here, please kindly follow me on Matter Rising with Human Steven and also the United Southern Nigeria. And if today is your first time of watching me through YouTube channel, please click the subscription button and just like the post and put in some comments under this session. This helps us and also it gives us like a point so that when the YouTube and Facebook are trying to send notification, they check the number of people who actually share your post. That gives you a lot of points for them to help you give notification out to your followers. And today is going to be a very, very wonderful one. We're going to start from Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. We have been having the case of Governor Nagasa Obase case, certificate saga, and we're going to kick off from there. And from there, we're going to move over to other part of the show. Okay, guys, you know I believe so much in giving you news from the source. I do not come up on the show just to give you news based on what I think, but I am here to give you news on the show with facts and sources of my news. Now, the major news tonight is going to be this morning is going to be the news on the blast by the Nigerians over the deployment of aircraft, armored tanks, and other things to the camp of the Eastern Security Network. That's going to be the body of the show today. Okay, guys, let's go with Obaseki's. Please, as you're coming, please just press the share button, please, and give us some likes so we can get in more people as we can. Okay. Now, the first news I have today for you is by Comrade Chris Obo. He was the writer of this news, and Obaseki presents certificate in evidence before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja via INEC. Legal team opens defense. This has been lingering for quite some time, and this is the information we are getting. I'm going to give you one more then before we go into the main show today. The latest song in the vocal cavity of the EPM, that is the Edo People's Movement, and other blind followers of APC, which have been basically show your certificate, has expired as they all inhaled the heavy stench of their farts and pockets today during the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, wherein the Independent National Electoral Commission tendered Obaseki certificates in evidence. This is where the authority of the University of Ibadan comes in as the issuing authority, as they must be called as a witness apart from defense by its legal team. There's no gainsaying the fact that this Alman matter, which has severally made series of press statements that Obaseki is not just an alumnum of the Premier University, but a distinguished alumnum. I already said to disgrace the EPM and their sponsors once again, which analysts have predicted to be the internet blow program to finally pulverize and send them to their political Golgotha. Without being told, as expected of modern Homo sapiens, who reasons in tandem with the 21st century technology, with emphasis on its pros and cons, one could see on the certificate being referred to as no date that even the main heading before the school logo, University of Ibadan, was cut off, and is only a digital photocopier that can make such an understandable and unavoidable error once the right paper size is not properly programmed before copying. But the truth remains the fact a copy must have an original, where it was produced from, and that is the dated one with the school logo and name on it. If this is what is being referred to as forgery and pedantry by the EPM, then you had better wake up from your daydreaming and embrace reality, as it would be easier for you to squeeze out water from a stone than to come near winning this case under any guise. The court will never dabble into area where it has no jurisdiction, irrespective of whose horse is being grown. And the only constituted authority to give a final pronouncement as a witness to both the plaintiff and the defense, as it affects its certificate, it should remain the issued authority, the University of Ibadan. EPN should rehearse for a new song as Obaseki has finally tendered its academic certificate before the court, which has sent cold shiver down the spine of the blind followers of APC under the edges of the APM. So this is from Chris Obo, that Obaseki yesterday tendered his certificate before the High Court in Abuja, which is actually looking at the cases of forgery against Obaseki. Okay, guys. Now let's go to another news again that is concerning Obaseki here on today's show. Forgery case. This is from Vanguard newspaper, Vanguard online newspaper. Forgery case. UN finally speaks on Obaseki original certificate. Forgery case. UN finally speaks on Obaseki's original certificate. The University of Ibadan UR has confirmed that Edo State Governor Godwin Enoregasa Obaseki graduated from the institution in 1979 with a second-class honor lower division. This was confirmed in the statement by the university registrar, Mrs. Olubumi Faluyi, who said that Governor Enoregasa Obaseki studied classic. This statement also revealed that the governor gained admission to the university in 1976. The record of his admission and graduation are intact in the archive of the university, the statement said. Okay, that ends that. Like I said, people are calling me, oh, you stop talking on this show, many talk. Guys, listen, when a case becomes a case of forgery or a case that is already in the court of law, what we need to do as people who are actually educated is to stay clear from the case. Let the case take its original form. Okay, guys? Because I am not the school who actually issued the certificate. I am not the judge who will not determine or will not decide if it was a forgery case or not. So what I need to do is to wait and follow the case the way it goes. Now, there's a difference between electionary period and a period where a case is already in the court of law. It's just like if somebody comes in and said the election was rigged. I will not have so much to say about it because I am not actually a lawyer to determine if the case was rigged or not. All I just need to do is to follow the case the way it goes and be able to get to the final aspect of the case. Okay, guys? So what you guys need to do is stay cool, relax. We are going to get to the bottom of the matter. As the case is going on, I'll be giving you update on what is actually happening on ground. And I think that will help us to understand what actually we are actually going through as of today. Okay, guys. So that is the case on Obaseki's forgery case. So it's already getting clearer by the day. And very soon we're going to hear the latest of that. Okay, guys. Now the next news we're going to have here today is the NIMC goes rogue, charges 5,000 on national identity number enrollment in Delta State. This is the problem of Nigeria. Like I said the other day, the problem of Nigeria is not actually the North. The problem of the South is not the North. It's the South themselves. It's not actually the North, but the South themselves. They're actually the problem of the South. They create that problem by themselves and get their own people because of the greedy nature of a typical Satana. This get quick rich syndrome is what is actually affecting a typical Satan Nigeria. This thing is supposed to be free. Now, because of the deadline, because this is why the Nigerian government is also working. In a sane society, you do not enroll 206 million people into a database in 2 weeks, even in a whole year. In a sane society, this thing ought to be done in a gradual process. They talk about COVID-19, they talk about second wave, but yet the same government is allowing thousands of people to queue at each of the NIN office all over the federation. No social distances, no COVID-19 regulation is being carried out, and you want to spend over half a billion naira, half a trillion naira, sorry, over half a trillion naira to vaccinate the people. Why not just use your brain and do the right thing sometimes? You are jam-packing this boat together. You want to find a way to steal and and skyrocket the so-called COVID-19 infection and spread. Because after this whole exercise, it's going to be a spring of the COVID-19. The most shocking part of it is this, guys. Before I go to this news on this COVID-19 in Africa, in Europe or in the developed world or in the cold region of the world, in the cold region, during the summertime, which is the rainy season in Nigeria, the COVID-19 dropped because of the excessive heat. But during the rainy season in Nigeria, the COVID-19 also dropped. Can you imagine that? Whereas in their own region here, it is during the cold time because the COVID-19 is more like a flu, like the bird flu, like the swine flu, like it's a flu, kind of a flu. Okay? So during this period where they have a spike of the COVID-19 in the Western world, in the cold area, there's supposed to be a drop in Nigeria because we are now in the summer period in Africa. But no, because they just follow what the white men are saying without looking at the climatic differences between the African continent and the European continent. So that is where the fraud is coming from. A few days ago, if you guys remember, when Bigate tweeted that they don't understand why the death rate of the COVID-19 is so low in Africa. Maybe Africa are not giving the accurate number of deaths. That's what they said. Because they already had a plan. Not knowing fully well that we are already immune to some of these useless sicknesses. They throw on the air. We have a natural body immune system as a people, based on the environment that we find ourselves in. So having said that, The government of Nigeria today decided that every Nigerian must do an national identity number. And the federal put 2 weeks to tie your SIM card to your NIN, or the SIM card will be blocked. Now, the last said now, if you don't have an NIN, you cannot even do a driver's license, you cannot do a passport, you cannot do nothing. That's good. It's okay. That's already trending all over the world. It's fantastic. But my problem is this: the time frame. It has not given room to some criminal elements in Nigeria to take advantage of it. This is what is happening right now in Delta State. That's going to be the next news you're going to hear from the stable of Matter Rising with Human Stadium. If this is your first time of watching me on Facebook and YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, Nigeria World channel on YouTube, and follow me on Matter Rising with Human Stadium or United States of Nigeria, where you're going to get the Ubonga news every morning like this. Please share this video so it can give us a point, so that anytime I'm alive to give you this very authentic news, you will be among the first that will be notified by Facebook and YouTube. Okay? Workers handling the registration of national identity number in Delta State have resorted to extorting prospective registrants as they charge between 3,000 and 5,000 naira for the enrollment form, which is supposed to be free. So we are calling on the government of Delta State now, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, to listen very carefully. Share reporter learned that hundreds of applicants who besieged the National Identity Management Commission office at a forum in Uvia local government area of Delta State were asked to pay to get the form, which have been ordered by the commission staffs. At a forum, one correspondent who monitored the exercise, our correspondent monitored the exercise on Wednesday at the council secretariat, observed that the form were available as expected because the staff hoarded the enrollment form to sell to desperate applicants. A registrar told Shari reporter that the extortion has been coordinated by the manager of the National Identity Management Commission in the area, adding that those who could not afford 3,000 or 5,000 were treated with disdain. Officials of the National Identity Management Commission are making hell of money from this illegal sales of the form to applicants, the source said. Those of us who cannot pay, who cannot part with anything, are being treated without respect as if we are slaves. This is a Satan treating us out. But those who paid are treated like kings and queens. Do you know that here we are? We saw an officer of the commission receiving 40,000 from a lady, and she was handed a bunch of enrollment forms. We noticed that the lady came with her entire family member who were tired of waiting on the queue to collect the form. We also saw that the commission officials are working hand in hand with some of the illicit business council officials. In some cases, some officials of the UVA council in connivance with the commission official collect between 9,000 and 10,000 from desperate applicants who are not ready to wait for the enrollment of applicants. In Nigeria, nothing goes for nothing, and it isn't good. You will be surprised that at the end of the day, monies are remitted to some top-ranking officials of the applicant, of the commission, the applicant said. National Identity Management Commission staff at the local government declined to comment on these sharp practices. End of quote. So this is our problem as a people. We take advantage of our people at every given opportunity, particularly in the South. What is happening today in the South will not happen in the North. We must begin to tell ourselves the gospel truth. What is happening today in the South, where people can also hear the same thing in Edo State. And I'm calling on Governor Russell Basaki, Ifa Yokowa, to please look into these illicit practices by these people. I don't even know why the government will never put this form online. Must we do everything in an office? This is becoming very bizarre. Put this form online. Let people go and print the form out, fill the form, get the required number of passport, and take it to the commission office and just drop it there. It's as simple as ABC. People go there 1 week, they have been there 1 week, they have not been able to get a form. What kind of a country are we in the first place? Why do we do everything so backward and retrogressive in nature? To get a form now, a form that is supposed to be free, people are not paying as high as 5,000 naira to get an ordinary form. And the government kept quiet. They said nothing. They do nothing. Insecurity is on the rise. They said nothing. They do nothing. Now their people are being extorted. This is another form of insecurity. Depriving people of getting this NIN just because they want to continuously embezzle, suppress the people. They take advantage of every given opportunity to amass wealth for themselves. You will imagine people paying as high as 3,000 naira. In data set, there is close to 7 million people. You just check the number of the millions and millions of naira that will be extorted from the ordinary people on the street who do not even have anything to live for. You guys are already making your money in the government house, yet greed and not allow you guys to see things from the perspective of the people. I'm so disappointed. For real, so disappointed, guys. I won't lie you. I won't lie you guys. I'm so disappointed. I just feel like, are we really living in a country or we are just existing? Kind of. May God actually help Nigeria. For real. Now, the next news I have here is one of my major news tonight. This is breaking news today. You know, Nigerian knock army for deploying aircraft, gun trucks in search of Kanu Eastern Security Network camp. I'm going to read this and I'm going to read some comments because I saw a lot of very wonderful comments that I'm going to read on this very particular news. Okay, guys. You know, just then after that, I'm going to play you a video right now of the level of insecurity in this nation. Okay. A number of Nigerians have criticized the Nigerian army for deploying aircraft and gun trucks to locate under the Kanu Eastern Security Network camp, saying it was a misplaced priority in the security challenges facing the country. A few others, however, supported the military, saying the Eastern Security Network could become a regional security threat since the Southeast governor had also disassociated themselves from the outfit. Shah reporter had exclusively reported that the army deployed combat helicopters, gun trucks, and soldiers to search some suspected forests in the east. Sorry, guys. Where's my phone? Just 1 minute, guys. Shari Potter had also reported that the military search had been ongoing for days with no time frame, as the army is said to be acting on orders from above. Videos from the drones and ED camera believed to be installed by the Eastern Security Network captured the Nigerian Army helicopter and their vehicles, and soldiers searching for the camp of the ESN for possible arrest. On Twitter, several Nigerians believed that the military action was a misplaced priority, as such enthusiasm and energy were not seen in the northeast against the Boko Haram, nor against the bandit in the northwest. Oluyo General wrote, equipment is available to search for them, but when it comes to Boko Haram and bandit, the equipment is suddenly inadequate. Government, what government magic? Ade Ologo Dere wrote, there is no peace for the wicked. They have not killed anybody or demanded ransom for kidnap, but you are vigorously searching for them. Just remember, God hid David, Saul, and his mighty army couldn't find him. Felix Anene wrote, a wrong line of action. The men in the northeast region fighting insurgency needs the aircraft and other heavy weapons to expunge the dreaded Boko Haram terrorists, even with their outcry of being poorly equipped to fight, yet draft more men to the peaceful eastern region. The reason I don't know. Fanny B. Esther wrote, where are all this equipment to search for Boko Haram, bandits, and kidnappers? They not want to use the military to keep other regions down. If others also have access to weapons and heavy artillery, this country will collapse. They think they have the monopoly of violence. Also on Facebook, a number of Nigerians disagree with the military action. For instance, Polycarp Dana said, I expected this arsenal and military facilities to be moved to my dear north region to fight insurgency, kidnapping, and banditry. It is one out of many misplaced priorities of this government. Naomi Enogala said, if this effort was made towards capturing Boko Haram demons, then it would have been a huge success for the Nigerian army. Let everyone secure their region. It will be better. Ajose Adewale said, I think the Nigerian government is consciously in support of what is happening in the north. It is not a misplaced priority, but a deliberate act. Joseph Jacob said, if this piece of information is true, then this is so senseless and biased. Though coming from a failed government such as we have currently is no longer a surprise. But why go after them and leave Amotekun? Okay, guys, let me go to some comments from this very particular heading. Nigerian knocks army for deploying aircraft, gun trucks in search of Kanu's Eastern Security Network camp. Now, one Victor Otedua wrote, everybody has seen that Fulani has taken over the country. With the help of our senseless governors, we all must support Nigerian disintegration now. Why the Nigerian army, one Henry Africa Gabriel Omorigi said, why the Nigerian army cannot take the fight against Boko Haram terrorists in the North country? Dogs without no teeth. They are working for the oppressors instead of them to protect the ordinary citizen. Shameless, corrupt bunch of people. Avoid insult, said, it's not foolishness. Let them go into the bush and forest to make sure no herdsman is there to disturb our farmer. Not just going, they must remain in the bush to make sure nothing is happening to our people in their farm. Let me go for another one. One Evans Ezekiel ETG said, Shara reporter, We, the people, have decided our fate. We stand with ESN. So those governors are on their own. They are not representing us this time. One Uchenna Thomas said, are they searching for ESN? May they all end up in this manner. Nigerian army has become an apparatus of the cabals to hold down any opposition party to this evil government. Never feel sorry for them when they are being slaughtered by the Boko boys. TT Creativity said, Nigeria is no more a country. It expired in 2014. 1914 amalgamation is a fraud. I am a Yoruba man and I support ESN. The only solution to that British business center and tourist nation called Nigeria is disintegration with an hashtag Yoruba Nation. Omo Yoruba Oduduwa, you people are funny. They set trap for you and you entered. The people you are searching for know you are coming. They have every detail about Nigerian security force, especially armed force. They know where to hit and turn the entire northeast region armed force hopeless and create fear, weakness. Nigeria is a joke every time. You better go back to Abuja before the fake Buhari in Aso Rock is arrested and handed over to international community for the world to see. One Sultan Abdul, and now please share this video, guys. Share this video, guys. It was a decision born out of misplaced of priority and a clear indication that this government is out of ideas. Talking modern problem with primordial approaches is more detrimental and destructive than the problem itself. Last, the mission will end in tears. Now them go perish. One Chigozie Uwambuka said, but ESN are more wiser than them. Before they come, they already know. If only they know the number of EPN among their so-called zoo army. Let me look for... Say one Kayode M. or Beyemi. Those of you from East, please don't blame anyone from the family of the cow committing rubbish. Blame your governors. They did not back it up legally. Look at Southwest. Can anyone that come from the family of cow calling themselves Nigerian army disturb them? No. Blame your governors, please. I think the governors is actually a problem. One comrade Naziru Lawani. And from the north, I know no government will tolerate opposition or forming a territory within its border. But I suggest the government should channel that military might to Boko Haram, Katsina to Borno, Katsina and the north as a whole to stop banditry and Boko Haram. The one Mustafa Gaba said, government don't have power to protect the lives of its citizens, so I will not blame the citizens that stand to secure their motherland. Can anyone be happy for what is happening in Borno, Katsina, Zamfara, Niger, Kaduna, and Yobe to happen in their motherland? Operation Protect Yourself, hashtag. So guys, that's what I'm going to take on that. You see, now even the Northerners are already seeing things from the perspective of some of us when we speak. Except the selected few who are actually benefiting from the corruption of this present contraction called Nigeria. You will see, that's why I was scrolling through to see what is the reaction of the Northerners on this very particular one, because I believe we were already having the same mindset. Somebody said, blame your governors. I know the governor of the South is actually the problem of the South, particularly the Southeast. Their governors is their problem. I said something a few days ago. I said, if the governor of the Southeast has actually done what they are required to do, first and foremost, the Kanu wouldn't have appeared on the scene. If he had, they would have followed Kanu the way they are following today. They did nothing. They said nothing. They had nothing. So what do they expect the people to do? He had an opportunity over there. So to every mistake you make, someone take an advantage. Right now, even when the ESN came up, I said it on the first day it came, I said, there are going to be issues like this. But the problem was, why would the government not just come up, speak with this guy, and try to see how they can manage the situation and put it under the law of the land? I had an interview with a very brilliant, Nigerian data boy yesterday. Ambassador Dr. Godgift yesterday, and he gave me a very clear narrative on how the River State is not being protected by the indigenes of the state. If these guys come up with this ESN, why did the government not just come and find a way of putting them into, guys, sometimes I wonder why our people, like our leaders, we just allow our people to be wasted. Sometimes I wonder why. Sometimes I think, what is the essence? These guys are not criminals, not criminals. Yet they might be a little bit out of touch. They might be a little bit very rough in their approach. But this only ends on the social media space. They don't. I've never seen them kill, except if I've not seen it before. Why not call these people together and incorporate them into your security network that you say you are before me? Listen, the entire north is already run over by these guys. These Fulani headers, Boko Haram, who not come as Fulani headers. Let me shock you with a video right now, guys. Just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes of your time. Let me shock you with a video. Then from there, you understand that I will continue on this analysis, guys. Just give me 5 minutes. Let me show you. Let me show you a video right now, and then from there we can continue to do some narrations. Okay, guys.
Good morning, Nigerians. I am in my hometown, Anegbete, in Isako Central Local Government. This is the net these kidnappers put on the highway so that when the vehicle or when any vehicle is coming, the net will just enter the vehicle, roll the tires, and probably the vehicle will not be able to run again, and the kidnappers will just come automatically. They will block the person and they will kidnap the person. So as at last night, there is this Fulani kidnapper, a boy, a Fulani by tribe, as I'm seeing him. But they have spoken to him, said he's Fulani. Try to him and his gang, they tried to kidnap somebody who was coming to Anegbete last night. And the person knowing fully well that things like that are about to happen. When he entered the net, he started driving with speed. And the speed was able to cut off the net, but one of them jumped on the vehicle, dragging the steering with the guy. And the man drove with speed and he brought the guy to Anegbete because the guy held the vehicle very tight. When he brought the vehicle to Anegbete, fortunately, the vigilante group were able to block them. They were on duty. They were able to block. That's the chairman, Mr. Monday Sigala. They were able to vigilante group. They were on duty. They blocked them that last night. And they were able to apprehend the guy. I'm going there right now. You can see the Fulani guy we are talking about. Funny enough, the funniest thing now is this: that when these guys were apprehended last night. That when this boy was apprehended last night, he has been boasting that he has been to area command and that they have always released him. That criminals will never finish in Nigeria. And that no matter how they torture him, he is not going to say anything. So now you say no matter what police do, you don't go talk anything, Abi. You don't go talk. And you go continue to the thief. You now continue to the kidnap people. Now we do like that. The head.
You heard that? Say where they are. Even if they carry anything, they can't get there. Now, you see that now? He said where they are, even though they carry anything, they can't get there. This very particular statement now actually agree with the testimony of the guy whose story I presented to us yesterday on this show. One, thank God, who gave a vivid narration of what is actually happening in the camp of these guys. This guy just confirmed it right now that even though they decide to come to that place, they will not get there. You all knew yesterday, I said, the guy said, and they climbed a very high hill. They climbed a very high hill. Listen, guys, that news, before I continue, I would love to go back to that very particular, what's it called? News again today. Before I continue, I would like to go back to that very particular news again. Where is my phone? Because I told you guys, I'm gonna be reading that testimony every day. Maybe that will put, an awakeness in the mind of the Nigerian people. Okay, guys, just give me a minute. Let me find out where I left the news on. I think I will be reading it every day in the next, maybe till tomorrow. Tomorrow's on the 1st, anyways. Tomorrow's going to be on the 1st. So we're going to have a brand new show starting from tomorrow. Okay, guys. Now, let me look for this, because this we must know as a people that we are actually under siege by these people. And our leaders are doing nothing. They are saying nothing. They are just there because of what they are actually benefiting from these people. Okay? It is quite pathetic. It is unfortunate. But we as a people, we must begin to speak to the corridor of power if we want to actually have the freedom that we desire as a nation. So my experience in the kidnappers den by Thank God Oku, I'm going to read it. I'm going to go explain, because I've already done explanation yesterday, so that we know what we are doing. My name is Thank God Oku. I left Abuja on Thursday, 17 December 2020, in order to attend a friend wedding on Friday and Saturday. On Sunday 20th, I boarded Big Joe Transport to Benin City. Getting to Epoma, the driver told us that he won't be going to Benin because it was already past 7 in the evening. So some of us took our belongings and took a Sienna bus going to Benin. After Eho, we were attacked by a gang of Fulani herdsmen who shot periodically into the air. After taking all our money and phones from us, the leader of the team then asked us to march into the bush. It was at this time that I knew that it was not just robbery, but kidnapping. After a few minutes into the bush, the leader of the gang asked who was the driver of the vehicle. Immediately, the driver identified himself. He was given a thorough beating and then set free to go. In the process of marching us into the bush with gunshot, one of us, who is a pregnant woman, fell down and could not move anymore. While they were trying to revive her, one other man escaped into the bush. This made the kidnappers very angry, so they left the pregnant woman to die while we were marched into the forest. We trekked for 3 hours into the bush, crossed a river, and ascended into the hill, which was about 20 minutes to climb, and after which we descended into the ditch and then the thick forest. I observed that the kidnapper has a sign of communication and direction inside the forest. I discovered that some racks were tied to some trees in the forest with a sign. Once we approach the tree, they will point the torch to identify the point that the rack turned to. This happens to be the way, and so we moved on and on, using the same strategy to find the way. On another instance, once they heard any noise inside the forest, we will be asked to stop while the herdsmen make a sound like that of a headman to his cow. If there is a same response, it means that it is their colleague. But if no response, they will start shooting into the bush before commanding us to move on. There were a lot of dead bodies in the forest with their head and tied to their backs. We trekked for another 2 hours before getting to their camp, which is located inside the heart of the forest. On arrival, there was jubilation. The place was filled with dead bodies. And then one of them came and started tying our hands to our back, but they never spoke a word to us until the morning. On Monday morning, the leader of the gang, who was being referred to as Alaji, came to us after he had made some calls to their boss and then commanded that we be beaten. We were beaten like animals without mercy. After the beating, we were then asked to call our families for negotiation. Anyone who suddenly did not give a positive answer to the ransom will be beaten seriously after a series of four shots in the head to put fear in their minds. When it was my turn, the negotiator picked me up and began flogging me. Then I began to beg him in Hausa language. I was shocked that he stopped. And their boss then asked him to remove me from the others. Then he asked me if I was from the north, since I was bearded. But I told him no, that I was born in the north. So because of this, the kidnapper loosed the veil that was tied to my eyes and asked me to sit in the ground while others lay on their stomach. I then called my elder brother at first. I was scared my brother will not respond positively and dare of beating me again. But my brother, in his wisdom, even though it was written all over his voice, fear was written all over his voice, he told the kidnapper that firstly, he has to talk to me, and I was given the phone to speak to him. Then he told the negotiator that things are hard, but he was going to get them the money and that they should call him back by midday same day. This conversation made them happy, and I wasn't beaten anymore, but the others were seriously dealt with. After a series of negotiations with my brother, who was always giving them hope, finally the ransom amount was settled and yet to be paid. I was in the kidnapper's den for 4 days without food nor water. Once in the day, the kidnapper fetched river water, then had tramadol. That's what the boy said he gave to him. If you watch that video completely, that's what the boy said he gave to him. Tramadol inside the cup and give to us to drink. Or else we will die of hunger. I poo and urinate on my body. In the days that we were spent there, the kidnappers kidnap passengers twice daily, both men and children, twice daily, on the same spot, and nothing is being done. And when he spoke Hausa, they took him away from the group. That shows they have a plan. Okay, that shows they have a plan. When he spoke Hausa, they took him away from the other people. So if he was an Hausa guy, they would have allowed him to go. It means the attack is on the south. Guys, get this clearly. Our leaders are just being blind to the reality because they have some of these Hausa people guiding them. Listen, when the chips is down, these guys, our leaders are going to be the first to be shot by these people. Our leaders are going to be the first to be shot by these people. Among the tens of the kidnapper, okay. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So sometimes even when they encounter any police escort, they kill the police and made away with his gun and rifle. And whenever this happened, the person that shot the policeman will be promoted. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Yeah, hello. I'm online. So sorry, guys. So Among the tents of the kidnapper, there is an Ammon who serviced their guns. They had bags of bullets, different types of guns, including 2 SMG. Arms and ammunition littered the ground as they always exchange guns in each operation. This is to say that the guns used in operation in the morning won't be used in the evening till 2 days' time because their founder, from the look of things, is very highly placed. They don't eat real food. What they eat is gari soaked in oil with onions and maggi. They don't rape their victim, but beat their victims to death. Guns don't penetrate them. There in the forest, before going out for any operation, they shoot at themselves randomly, after which the leader brings out a white rag, spread it on the floor, and all other will surround the rag and chant their incantation before leaving. After my elder brother paid the ransom for 4 of us that night, the leader of the team sent me a message to the Nigerian police. He asked me to tell the police that they have come for the police and that they will kill all policemen that comes their way because they have taken over Edo State and will soon start a war that will lead to the taking over of the whole state. I promised him I will personally deliver the message to the Commissioner of Police, Edo State. So 4 of them asked us, walk us into the bush until we got to a village. Then they told us to walk into the village, and from there, find our way, since my brother was already waiting to receive us. Finally, it was freedom at last. So that was what happened to somebody right now. And you see this by saying now, say no matter what they do, they will never get to them. They will never get it. I also told you that somebody told me that in the West, that they have over 1,000 plus camp. Over 1,000 plus camp of the Fulanis. Over 1,000 plus camps of the Fulanis in the West. Over 1,000 plus camp of the Fulanis in the West. In Ondo State alone, over 1,000 plus camps of the Fulanis in Ondo State alone, my brother. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen, guys? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen when these guys decide to strike? Can somebody be able to tell me what do you think is going to happen when these guys decide to strike tomorrow? Is there anybody that's going to tell me what is going to happen if these guys decide to strike tomorrow? When over 1,000 camps of Fulanis are now resting on the entire North State. This is the problem. This is what I am worried about. I hope other people are actually seeing this from the perspective that I am looking at it from. I'm looking for the news now. There's a news I was trying to look for. Okay, guys. So this is the reason why we need to start thinking as a people. These guys are out to do unimaginable havoc on our people. Unimaginable havoc on our people. unimaginable havoc. Unimaginable havoc on our people. So let me go to another side of the news again. This is a funny one today. These three persons are the most, somebody wrote this one by the three blind minds by Bayo Oluwash Sami. I went through this. It was really fun. I said, okay, let me share it with my people. Okay. Now, you see, my persons of the year are the persons that are the greatest impact on Nigeria and on the lives of Nigerians this year, for good or for ill. People who are visually impaired cannot see. Mice too. Such people with the kind of impairment cannot make an informed judgment and opinion on what they would have seen. But there are some people who are not suffering from visual impairment who make statements which clearly indicate that they suffer from acute blindness. Based on the statement of Femi Adesina, Garba Shehu, both media and publicity advisor to General Muhammadu Buhari, and Lai Mohammed, Minister of Information and Culture, there is every reason that the three blind minds can't see. Presenting the three blind minds in their own words, Femi Adesina, a deacon of Four Square Gospel Church, is a spiritual host of fabrication. On Lekki massacre, Adesina said if President Buhari hadn't exercised the restraint and tolerance of a father, we would have been talking about something else in the country. The rivers of Nigeria could have turned crimson, and mourning and lamentation would have suffered the land. But we are thankful for the father in President Buhari, patient and enduring, almost to a fault. Justifying the unending killing, kidnapping by Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen terrorists, he said, there were time bombs used to go off in this country like firecrackers. There could be 5, 6 bombing in one day. Now you can have 2, 3 months without no single case of bombing. Let's be thankful for small mercy. Any mercy we receive, let's be thankful for it. And let's not dwell on negatives alone. On Ruga, Adesina said, it would be better for those that were opposed to cattle ranching to provide lands than to die in the herdsmen attack. What would the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day? So these are some of the statements of Deacon Pastor Femi Adesina in the whole of 2020. I just put to you in brief. These are the kind of demons that we are leading. This man is a deacon in the church, in a Four Square Gospel Church, and the church had not yet excommunicated this guy. If a man of that nature can be a deacon and sit at the front, then the church had a lot to talk about, guys. If what I read in my own Bible is the same thing that is being read in these Bibles, then the church really have a lot to talk about. If a man will make such statements, it is clear even to the blind that this government of Buhari had failed woefully. It is a collateral failure. Failure visible to a child that was born today. The worst government since my entire life as an adult. I even said the 1983 of his time was bad, but this was worse than worst. And this Femi Adesina praised this guy to high heavens. He praised him to high heavens. And the church where he worshipped will allow him to sit down there and still be carrying the title of a deacon for God's sake. So that the church needs to rise up and speak for us. People like this needs to be disgraced from their spiritual offices to serve as deterrent to those who engages in this form of political brouhaha that has brought the entire nation to a standstill. Then on Gabashew, the arrogant, illiterate, and unpolished Fulani, said this on security. President Muhammadu Buhari had demonstrated unquestionable capacity to protect Nigerians. A round of applause for that. President Buhari's integrity, uprightness, and probity are intact and well known. Nigeria are convinced he is honest. I don't know which Nigerians are convinced that Buhari is honest, according to Shehu Gaba. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there are some, but not people like me. On Buhari's performance, he said, with so much to show and many more coming, it is little surprise that President Buhari would be the object of envy and urge unfair challenges by politicians who fail to deliver. When 43 Zambamari rice farmers were killed by Boko Haram, Shehu said, the farmers did not get clearance from the military before they went to their rice farm. This is what we heard from these guys. This is the people that is leading us today. So you see, when I said the problem of Nigeria is not the Telakawas in the north, neither is it the Dantrodens in the south, but the political elites. These are actually the caliphate people. The political elites are actually the Fulanis. The political elites are actually the Boko Harams. The political elites are actually the bandits. The political elites are actually the kidnappers. They kidnapped our destiny. They kidnapped our resources. They bomb our futures. They destroy our hopes. They turn us into refugees in our own nation. By the actions and inactions, they turn us into beggars even when we live among plenty. What is happening in the north is what is happening in the south. The same crop of people. They are actually the Boko Harams. They are actually the bandits. They are actually the kidnappers. They are actually the criminals in the society. All of them, they are the same. If you think I'm lying, ask yourself why the entire 36 states of the Federation hoarded the palliatives. The 36 states of the Federation hoarded the palliatives. The COVID-19 palliative. Tell me why. Somebody's going to tell me, yeah, they're supposed to have hoarded, they call it food bank. Guys, listen to me. I don't support nonsense. But I said the fact and the obvious fact. You don't keep food in this present day. There's only like food bank anywhere. Because every food today in the Western world has an expiry date. Even the rice we eat, if you go to the Western world, it has an expiry date. If you have an African shop in Sweden, for example, even your melo and obolo, they ask you to put an expiry date on it. Even your beans in Sweden has an expiry date. The moment that day comes in, you must take it away from the shelf. You can't sell it to anybody. You can go and eat it at home for all you can. That's your business. But you can't sell it. Now talk of food like Gary, food like Indomie, food like beans that has this insect that can destroy it so quickly. You not keep beans for months in a warehouse, locked up, moist environment. You're going to destroy the beans. You're going to destroy the rice. You're going to destroy the Gary. The yam tubers will be rotting. So who is going to tell me that keeping those food was actually a kind of service for tomorrow? That was rubbish. It was trash. Where's my point? My point is all these people are one and the same. They are the caliphate we talk about. They are the bandits we talk about. They are the Fulani elders we talk about. They are the Boko Harams we talk about. They are the armed robbers we talk about. They are the kidnappers we talk about. You heard what Tango said. That the man, their boss called Alaji, called their boss, which is look as if is very, very influential. And I'm very sure the man who is supporting this deadly act of the Boko Haram today are actually within the political setting. Can be from the north, can be from the south. Because they're all one and same set of people. They are criminals. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about themselves and their families. That is why they can openly steal without not getting remorse. Imagine what is happening in Uvia right now. To get just an enrollment form, a form that you were going to photocopy with 5 naira. Then you can photocopy with 5 naira, you are going to pay 3,000 naira to 5,000 naira. In order for you to get a form, which is supposed to be free by the government. These are the Boko Harams. These are the bandits. These are the Fulani herdsmen. Killing us softly, slowly. Imagine these guys now amassing wealth in these few weeks. And the way they get it, they're going to use the way to oppress the same people whom they've collected the money from. Listen to Lai Mohammed. Lai Mohammed, the corrupt liar profiteer. My regret in this government is that Nigerians have failed to appreciate that the government is doing much more with less. On press freedom, when it comes to freedom of the press, we are doing extremely well. On social media, if we don't regulate social media, it will destroy us. If China can control over 1.3 billion people on social media, I see no reason why Nigeria cannot attempt to control 180 million people. For their self-righteousness, for being exalted, for pledging their allegiance to Buhari with their heart upon their sleeves, for whining and money in defense of Buhari, for their nobly root statement in the kindergarten Canadians, and for being obviously blind to the damage done to their conscience. God and the Nigerian people, my persons of the year goes to the 3 blind minds. I love this guy. I love what he said here, because this is a good one for these idiots who have been supporting what is not even attainable. Okay, guys? What be something what is not even attainable in our society today? And then let's go to the next news for you guys today. The next news for you guys today. Nigeria is becoming a very funny place, guys. Okay, that's why I'm pleading for the South. We need to unite. I know what some of us know what we are saying. We are not saying that because any part of the side is afraid of anything, but we are saying this for the continuous hope and belief that we'll get a better Nigeria for tomorrow. Without a united South, we go nowhere, guys. I can promise you. With what is happening today, with the video you heard now, saying they are ready, they can't do them anything. Why can't Nigeria? Why can't the South rule themselves? If these people believe you can do nothing, but if you take over your destinies, you can be able to do a lot. Look at what the Igbos are doing, whether you like it or not. They've been able to put drones everywhere, monitoring the activities of the Nigerian army. If they actually allow them, if the ESN is being legalized, brother, I can promise you a lot will be done in their forest. I said it yesterday. Why can't they use drones? Why can't the Nigerian government use drones? Why can't now listen, guys? Why can't the Nigerian police use drones to checkmate these herders inside the forest if they are not actually part and parcel of the crime? Has anybody ever asked why can't these people use drones to actually checkmate the SSs of these people if they are not actually part and parcel of them? Okay? Because the only thing that would have done that would have made things more workable is when these guys are being, fished out of the forest. Or is the Nigerian police telling us they are afraid of them? Or is there a gang plan against the southern Nigeria? This is where I always come in when people said, okay, you see, Una the Kanu is an idiot. Okay. But the guy actually had his people at heart. Maybe his approach might not be working. Let the Benin follow the same approach right now. We are being killed. The video I showed is from Benin, in Isako. The news I read right now is from Benin, in Eho. The other BJ motor that was kidnapped, that the Java was, only the Java and 12 people were saying, where 18 people were kidnapped, it's from Benin. What are we doing to secure the lives of our people? Let the government give the vigilante because people are already ready. They are ready. And I want to call on the court guys. The yellow, red, black, blue, green, whatever color you are in Benin. This is a time to actually come up and prove to us that you are actually ready to support the people. We are all these native doctors who do charms for Yahoo boys. Where are they? Where are they right now? Why are these native doctors who do charms for people to disappear and appear? What the heck are you guys doing now? Your territory is being run over by these people. You keep quiet, you fold your hands, you do nothing, you say nothing. Beneath this year, this is so quiet. People refuse to go home because of the level of insecurity that is in the land. Not because of COVID-19. The government is doing their own, and the people are actually doing their own. When I talk about unity, people think I'm joking. I know what I'm talking about. We all have borders with the middle belt. So if we unite, we will not allow any of these guys to come into our domain. without proper identification. How will a government, for goodness sake, allow anyone to live in their forest if we actually send people? If our government actually send people, if they're actually mentally okay, how will a government allow people to live in their forests? I want somebody to just tell me something here. If we are normal set of people, if these leaders that we have are actually, they think their brain is working, they have a working brains, how will you allow anyone to live inside a forest? Who does that? Which nation actually does that, guys? You give these people so much unwarranted power because you are afraid of the caliphate. Because you are afraid because the leader there is a Fulani man. Who does that? If Nigeria is not a banana republic, in a developed world, the forests are protected because that is where the enemy comes through during war. Our forests have become loose. We've handed over our forests to these criminal elders who now maim, rape, kidnap our people at will without no form of any kind of resistance from the government. They do it willingly, freely, and they walk in hours. Imagine kidnapping people and you are taking this boat to walk 3 hours into the forest. They sent an helicopter to the east, where these guys have not killed not even a soul. And they have been hearing of Eho in one day local government area of Edo State. The military apparatus have not done that, have not sent, armored cars into the forests to fish out these criminals who have continuously wreaked havoc on the travelers on that road. The same thing is happening in Kaduna Abuja Express. The same thing is happening in Maduguri Damaturu Expressway. In the east, the same thing. In the west, the same thing. But they treat these bandits with kids' gloves. They treat these bandits with kids' gloves. And treat people who are trying to defend themselves from these same bandits with an iron stiff. And somebody will tell me, oh, human Steve, just keep quiet. Say nothing. You are defending Unadi Kanu. You are defending this, you are defending that. You can sit there not seeing what is happening. We must go beyond this petty sentiment, guys. If the South, if we must be able to, listen, guys, let me shock you something. Maybe if care is not taken, before we die, before our generation die, the South will become a caliphate. If care is not taken, they did it in Borno State. I mean, in Benue. Go to Benue. There are many villages today that have been taken over by the Fulanis, and they have refused to leave as I speak to you. There are many villages that have been taken over by the Fulanis in Benue. They changed the name of the community to their own name, and as I speak to you today, they refuse to leave. For peace to reign, the governor had to allow them to stay in that land. They took over people's land. These are people from Futajelon. They are not Nigerians. The same thing can happen in the South if we don't wake up to the reality, guys. They will run over a community and take over. Nothing will happen. The boy who just confessed, they said he had been to every command. He had been to every command. That before you know it, he will be released. If we say nothing, he's not going to say anything to anyone. He will not confess, no matter the torture. He was not going to say anything. If you see that guy, he already had a mental problem because of the kind of drugs, the tramadol they gave to them. Those guys you see that they're also a victim of the fake system created by the elites in Nigeria. They perpetually, purposely refuse to allow these people to go to school. It is not accidental that the North don't go to school. It's a calculated attempt to use them for a time like this. You can't use somebody like me, or most of the Southerners, who are a little bit educated to some certain level of communication and exposure. These guys are not exposed. They are not educated. They are being brainwashed. They are being trained to believe in one ideology. But the children of the elites are being flown abroad to study one of the best universities all over the world. So that they can use them for this very particular purpose that you are seeing today. At the end of the day, they tell them, if you die, you're going to get 7 virgins. Use that to cover them. And that ends the story. I'm pained that the South is not seeing the reality on ground. I'm pained that we are losing focus from the truth, jumping into what will not actually give us any benefit or gain. I'm pained that we are fighting petty fights among ourselves, whereby the major fight is staring us at the face. I'm pained that we are becoming social media warlords, whereas the main war is about to befall us. I am pained that we are dividing ourselves, whereas the people from the opposite side, they never see us as divided people. They see us as one Satan that they must conquer. I'm pained that most of you have not been able to realize what happened on October 12, 1960, when the then, Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Sultan of Sokoto, made a statement that the new nation Nigeria, is going to be an estate of their great-grandfather Usman Danfodio, Sheikh Usman Danfodio. The middle belt will be used as a tool when they want, and the south will become a conquest of the north. I am pained that this one does not see you as a northeast, northwest, or south-south. I mean, southeast, southwest, or south-south. They see you as Satanás and they treat you in the same manner. I am pained that we are allowing the history given to us by the white man to divide us beyond reasonable doubt. I am pained that the bond that bound us together have been stretched beyond limit for no reason, just cause. I am pained that the South did not understand that the unity can be able to defeat any formidable force coming from every part of the world. I am pained that pride has taken over the heart of many of the Southern Nigerians, believing with them they can do it alone. You might not listen to a sense of reasoning in a time like this, but time will come that people like you will remember a lonely voice who was crying in the wilderness. Maybe then you would have said, I don't know. I would have listened to people like him and Stephen when it was hammering all of us coming together, unifying ourselves to defend the common cause of the South. Jacob had 12 sons, but the 12 of them had different destinies. But yet, they have one purpose: defending the foundation of their father. That is one thing you must put into consideration. What divides you? Is it bigger than what binds you together? In the front of war, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. They say we have lost that mentality. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. In the point of war, so why not look at which is the greatest of all at this point? People who have surrounded you waiting for the whistle to be blown. Then you'll be run over unprepared because of your distrust among each other. Or are you going to unite together with a little thing that binds you together and fight the common fight that is about to exterminate, terminate, eliminate you from your ancestral lands? If you think people like me are joking, guys, go ask Rwanda. If you think I'm joking, go ask Central African Republic. If you think I'm joking, go ask Niger. If you think I'm joking, go ask Congo. Congo Brazzaville. If you think I'm joking, go to Guinea Bissau. Go speak to these people. They will tell you some of the things I am saying here today. They have always used this system of divide and rule. That's what these idiots, the British people, told them. And let me shock you guys. If you believe in your wildest imagination that the British will support you in the dissolution of the nation called Nigeria, then you are daydreaming. It is their empire. It is their business setup. They did it for a reason, and they will never, ever want to destroy what they know is actually making them proud. Without the colonies of the British in Nigeria, there will be no British colony. There will be no Britain. Just like without the Francophone countries in Africa, there will be no France. They will never allow that to happen. Rather, they will allow you to live in perpetual bondage and mystery than for them to allow you to become an independent state. Check all the nations that they govern. Which of these nations you're going to say today can be able to boast of anything? They've designed the structure to be like that because they knew that Africa is the hallmark, is the bedrock of the world. So allowing them to actually gain their divine potentials is impossible. So they brought these animals in human skin who do not actually have a home, the nomadic people, and they infused them into every state, every nation in Africa to create them, because knowing fully well that they are animalistic in nature, to continue committing havoc on the people. And they deceive our ill-educated leaders to treat their people with dismay, knowing fully well that what they support in other lands in Africa is never supported in their own land. The freedom of right and expression is one that is very paramount in the Western world. I can speak my mind to the Prime Minister of Sweden, even despite I am from the African origin. Because I have their passport, I have the legal right to speak to him the way I want. I can speak to any of the government official, and I will never be harassed, intimidated, or arrested. Nobody will come for me. I have challenged authorities. Even in this nation, nobody comes for me. But they clap when our leaders are killing our people. The Lekki massacre is an example. The Chibo girls, the Dapchi girls, and the Kankara boys are all examples. But they say nothing, they do nothing because that is their plan anyways. Allowing Nigeria, who is a giant, to progress, then the entire Africa would have been liberated. And the idiots we call leaders, the bumfools we call leaders, have not been able to do anything to change the narrative. Rather, they are dancing to the tone of these criminals by taking our money away and taking this money to Switzerland or any part of the world. They go and take medication in another man's land. Imagine the president of a nation, the wife of the president of the nation, left Nigeria and said she's insecure and went to Dubai. That is the height of embarrassment. So because of insecurity in Nassau Rock, she left Nigeria and went to Dubai. She's going to live in Dubai as a private citizen. Yes, she believed Dubai is more secure than a nation where the husband is the president. Is that not enough to call for Buhari's impeachment? If Nigeria was actually a working state, if the wife of the president says, I am not secured inside the presidential villa, that was the reason why I have to escape. That even as I speak to you now, they'll be asking the aide, one of the aide of Aisha Buhari, to tell where Madam is. She says she can't say it. Even that's why we said she's in Dubai. Her whereabouts is not known even to the presidency. Is that the government that we are proud that can take us to anywhere? When the family are even scared of living in Nigeria. With all the military, apparatus that is guarding them, yet they are not so secured. Don't talk of you and I, who are just mere common man, living without any form of security. The South needs to wake up. I'm going to say, the South needs to wake up before it is too late. If you guys think I'm joking, you will remember this one day. Maybe then, it might be too very late. Just like Jesus said, say, get prepared, so that my coming will not be a surprise to you. You know the story of the 10 virgins. 5 was prepared, add an extra oil on their lamp. But by 5, the other 5 did not have that. And you know what happened. When the master came, the other 5 went to go and buy oil in their lamp, but the master came and left with the 5 who were already ready. The 10 brides. That is how it's going to look like if you guys are not ready. To get yourself together, put your egoistic differences aside. Unite as one people. Fight your common enemy. And defend your people from the oppression of some selected few, even among us. If you did not watch my yesterday video evening, please, I want to encourage you to go and watch that. When a young guy, one God gift, Uwana spoke, he made a very valid point that we want you guys to replay. If you didn't watch it yesterday, please go back again and do that video. Watch it well. You're going to get a lot of information there that will help you in this course. We need a united Southern Nigeria. That is the way to go. That is the only way we can be able to achieve our aims. I want to say to my brothers in the South, stop being a stumbling block to the progress of the South. Why on earth would anyone start collecting money to get a form to fill? Why do we take advantage of our people at every slightest opportunity that we have. When the ship is down, you guys are the first that they will go for. You get that clearly. Let's be our brother's keeper. Let's support one another. Let's make the right decisions. Let's do what is needful to protect one another. I'm calling on the Eastern governors. Do not allow blood to flow in your land. It doesn't worth it. Your position as a governor does not worth it. Your ambition to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not worth the blood of one Nigerian. If you think I'm lying, go ask the ex-governor, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. He said, my ambition does not worth the blood of a Nigerian. So I'm ready to relinquish the power. That's why I knew there was some form of irregularity in the election. But because of the volatile nature of the nations at that time, I'm going to give up my ambition to save the life of Nigerians. A true leader must do that. If you think that killing about 500 of your children who are members of the ESN is a welcome development, then guy, you guys are the most stupid people that I've ever seen. You are the most idiotic people that I have ever seen. Knowing fully well what is happening in the north, Boko Haram are being cast alive and they are being rehabilitated. Now they even send them abroad to go and study. But you give permission for your people to be wasted. All for political correctness. It's a shame on you guys. You guys should wake up to the reality that if you succeed, you don't know what's going to happen to your grandchildren. Create a legacy that will last forever. There are many of these young guys that are going to be the billionaires of tomorrow. Every one of you that made money today, you were not once rich. Your foundation was not on wealth. Providence smiled on you. Your generation never played politics before. Providence smiled on you. And you climbed to the position you find yourself today. So many of the people you are oppressing today, they might dabble through the waters of politics. And they'll find themselves in the seat you are today. The tide will turn around. Lay a foundation that people will praise you and remember you. Like the America talked about Abraham Lincoln. Like the America talked about Washington, D.C. And you're about to talk about today, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Like the Igbo talk about Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Like the Igbo talk about Chief Anthony Enaro, Samuel Eso Bermudia, Professor Ambrose Ali. Their children are still being respected because of the legacies of their fathers. Leave a legacy that your children will be proud of. The wealth can go in a trick of an eye. But the kind of legacy you left behind will linger for a very long time. Write your history on a platter of gold, not on a woody plate. Let people remember you for standing for the truth, standing for justice and for equity, not for amassing wealth to oppress the already oppressed people. I'm going to call on the youth in the South. Share your sword on social media. It's not going to help you. It's not going to save the day. Let all of us begin to speak in one voice. Let's put our differences aside and find a common cause for justice, equity, and fairness for our region. We have been oppressed since 1960. We have gone through all the pains Like one of our fathers said yesterday, Pastor Paul Ineche said. So what is happening in Nigeria today never happened in Soviet Union. The then USSR. It never happened in Yugoslavia and every other states among Europe that splitted into different particles and parts. We have been together because we know we have something that is actually tying us together. But it is time for us to say, yes, let's speak in one voice. Let's not allow people to continue oppressing us, all for their own benefit and greeds. Let's channel our energy towards our representatives as of today. Let's charge them for accountability. Let's call on them to do the right thing. If they don't do the right thing, let's drag them out on the social media space. Maybe with that, we might get the right and the more workable thing to do in order for us to be able to change what's actually happening in our region. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. I will say an happy new year in advance, because in the next few hours, we're going to be entering into another brand new year. Thank you, every one of you. God bless you. If you have not subscribed to Matter Arising with Humanity, please do so, because from tomorrow, I'm not going to be using my Facebook page anymore. I'm going to be broadcasting from Matter Arising with Humanity. Go on your Facebook, click on search, and write Matter Arising with Humanity. Then you're going to see it come up. I have a DP which I put Together We Can. That is a DP there. Together We Can. Please follow me there and like the page so that from tomorrow you will be getting me from that very particular Facebook. Okay, guys? My number is not going to be used. I will just share my video on it, but I'm not going to use my normal Facebook anymore. Thank you all. I appreciate you. God bless every one of you for a wonderful time together today. God bless you. We appreciate you all. Thank you, guys. Now I'm going to see you tomorrow, same time, the new year broadcast. The first broadcast of the year 2020. See you 8:30 tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Bye for now, guys.